Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, as you can see, we have Letisha's red Evo 10 here ready in the garage for a new part. So as I'm sure you've seen from the thumbnail and the description, what we're doing is changing out the tail lights today. So if you've been following for a while, you probably know this car hasn't had these OEM tail lights on in quite a while. I just put them back on. So recently, what last you would have seen, we had the OEM style, just a slightly smoked, but with the clear indicator section here. So she has since changed out the style and sold those. What we did is she picked up a set of these Depo smoked LEDs, and we had these on the car. You may have seen if you follow her on Instagram, she put a post up showing these on the car. They didn't last long because as soon as she found out about these, put them on, she's like, there's something not right about them. She almost preferred the old ones with the shed, not these because I can't put them back on the car because they're sold, but they were the smoked version of these. So they had the red parts here and here and then clear there. These, she felt like it was too much clear going on for the red. So I'll put a photo up of how they looked on the car. They did look really good, I thought. And with the lights on, with all these LEDs lit up, they looked great. But she was never quite aware, neither was I obviously, that these also came in a smoked with red. So that's what these are. So basically, you go from the clear to the red. You still have the individual LEDs, but these I think are going to look a lot better. So before you ask where we got them from Japan. They were not cheap, they're not easy to find, but they do pop up occasionally if you keep an eye out on auction websites and stuff over there. Expect to pay a lot of money for them though. They are very rare and highly sought after, especially here in Australia, and I actually see in America quite a bit as well. So, and secondly, these ones, not for sale. They're actually going onto my car now because I have a fully clear set of Depo LEDs that I got smoked with some wrap. Those are now sold. These are going on my car. So nothing, unfortunately, is for sale because we do get a lot of people messaging asking where to get the lights and if I'm selling them. Everything that we were selling has now gone. This is everything we're keeping. But I thought I'd do today a video on basically how to remove tail lights and then show how to fit these because they're a little bit different with the plug setup. But they are plug and play, super easy to do. So yeah, thought I'll throw the OEM ones back on the car. So I'll show you exactly how it is you remove, whether it's Evo, Rally Art, Lancer, anything, it's all the same. So for the corner ones, it's going to have the two screws here, which are just Phillips heads. So you'll just undo those. And then the main thing is this corner here, people always seem to break. I think it's because they undo the screws and then they just grab this section and start just pulling it out. You actually have two clips there and there, so that's in the corner. That's where the screws are. So once you pull them out, it's not just the whole thing comes off. You do have these two pins that go into the clips. So you need to basically be very careful because I see so many lights for sale that have a snapped edge, and I've bought a set before that have a snapped edge, and it is really frustrating because you just got to be careful to remove them. They can obviously get damaged in freight, but then in that case, it just sort of snap off. You could just glue it back on. But when they just go missing altogether, it's really frustrating. So yeah, for those, I'll show it when I come to it. Two screws. For the, basically, this is everything you're gonna need really. 10mm for the bolts. Phillips head for these screws here. I like to use a rubber mallet to knock these ones out, which I'll show you in a sec, but you also need to get this carpeting off. So yes, you can use a flathead screwdriver, but if you just pick up a set of these, look how easy it is. You never damage these clips. So I see a lot of people do this with a flathead. This little kit here is worth its weight in gold. Absolutely makes everything so much easier. So you're just going to have a bunch of these to pop out, and this will actually, you can do them all and this will stay on because of this piece here. okay if it's going to stay on. So we got those all undone. Lift that off, and we'll put it on the ground here out of the way. So now you can see we have access to these lights. Now, full disclosure, I don't have bulbs in these at the moment, but if you do, basically just press here and then pull out, and the bulb itself will stay in there, and then you undo this plug, which is what you need. This piece here is going to be generally on that screw, which you just pull off. Then you have the two 10mm bolts. So grab a 10mm, and they're not going to be tight because obviously it's just going into plastic, so no one's going to be needing to over tighten those at all. Slide those out. Make sure you obviously don't lose any of these things. I just like to put it all in the boot in a pile. So now that's all loosened out. So what you basically need to do is just push this whole thing out. So if you have OEM lights, you're going to have these little clips. But so that's why I like to use the rubber mallet. So really hard to do this with two hands, but basically I'll just give a couple of little taps. And then you'll be able to lift the entire thing out. Just like that. It is out. So it's going to be the exact same thing the other side. So let me just get the other one. Let me pull this corner one off as well. So yeah, obviously, like I said, the two screws. So much harder for me to do right-handed because I am left-handed, which is the hand holding the camera. Okay, so now, like I was saying for taking this off, what you want to do is you want to get one hand here, use the palm of your hand, and then the other hand here to grab on. And so you'll basically, this is super loose, so I just put it on. I didn't tighten it all the way, like I didn't push it all the way in, but don't grab and bend out. Because as you can see, we have these two that are going into these two clips in here. So they'll be in there firmly. If you just grab and start bending, they're gonna come out, but at the sacrifice of snapping this corner piece off. So if you just put a palm on the corner here and just sort of wiggle it back and forth, it will eventually come out. Now, if you're at that point it's changing out to some different lights or you're changing your bulbs, then the same thing, you'll just undo the clip if you're taking the whole light out and leave the bulbs in there, or you will twist the bulb section out and pull it, and then the whole light like this will come out, and you'll have your wire hanging with all your bulbs and everything. Because these lights are actually different, they come with the bulbs already attached and with this plug ready to go and connect into that one. Okay, so I decided I'm just going to put one side in and leave the stock ones in for now to show the difference. So what we need to do is actually just put this straight in, super easy because of this style light with the new clip. So this will be down in here, and if you're pulling this off the first time, this plug, rubber piece, will be sealing everything, and you'll just pull this wire through. So for now, what we need to do is connect this back up. So it's going to be kind of awkward to do. Just like that. Then we feed that back in, and then we get this rubber grommet and we seal that back up. So now we just have the wires hanging, everything is ready to go, the bulbs already built in into these ones. So then we would just mount this light. So we got the two clips to go in, we just line those up. And just like that, it is on. Grab our two screws. And once the 2 screws are on, that is done. That's how easy the corners are. You don't have to obviously remove anything from the boot. That's it. So you can see how good that one looks. So let's go ahead and get the top piece in as well. So that should be this one, I believe. So these have these green wires. Not sure what the previous owner was doing with those, but I'm going to just see if everything works without them, because the other ones didn't have this. So I'm not sure if it's something added in or if I need to do something to wire that up, but we'll find out. First of all though, I'm just going to mount them. So these ones are super easy. They just press in. We have the clips just the same. So we want to press that in. We want to get our 10mm bolts. Tighten that up, and I realise I'm doing a sort of 50-50 shot here with one side new, one side old, but I won't be able to actually turn the old ones on. But I'm sure you guys all know what the OEM lights look like, so won't be too much of a big deal. So now we are just going to tighten these bolts, just firm. There we go, that is done. Now, we obviously have our 2 plugs for the bulbs. So we got a small one and a big one. Big one goes obviously into the big side. Click that in. They're only going to fit basically one way, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Slide that back on there. We'll tuck this green wiring out of the way for now. Let's just close the boot so we can get a before and after. So there's going to be the OEM style, and look how good those red LEDs look. So huge improvement, I think, for this car over these ones with the clear. These will suit my car a lot better because I don't have any basically red sections on my car, but this car being red with red accents in the engine bay and interior and everywhere, it just flows really well. I know there's like a lot of light sort of coming through. Hopefully you guys can see. And I might just turn them on real quick as well so we can see how that looks and make sure they all work. Right guys, so it's actually a couple of days later. It's been raining the last few days, so I didn't really get a chance to get the car out and show you guys the finished result with the lights. But thought I would just do that today, and I have got the lights on. Hopefully you can see, and they look so much better. Like, it is ridiculous how much better these with the red section look on the red car. Like, it flows a lot better. So if you step back and sort of see the whole thing, so even with them off you still have that red. Obviously now I've got them on, so the red light is sort of coming through, the red individual LEDs. But yeah, it looks like it's like they were made for this car. We instantly realized the ones we had on there with the clear was just not as well suited. So I'm not sure if that's going to come through on the camera, but we've also got the red demon eyes in the headlights. So I feel like that now really flows. So we got the red at the front, and we've got the red at the back when the lights are actually on, sort of in park mode, I guess. So you can drive around like this during the day. I mean, probably wouldn't want to with the red lights at the front, but parking up for photos and stuff, it looks super cool. So with this car, the sort of aim is to have everything really flow. So it's just, these taillights just seem to work better for that reason, because obviously the car is red. We've got some red accents in the interior. We've got the red calipers, the red in the headlights there. And then for the rear, now we have the red there as well. We also, on these, have this back corner section here, has a bulb in it, and that also lights up. So it's the same thing on my depots as well, but the previous depots that Letisha had on this car, it didn't have that working for some reason. I probably just needed a new bulb. They weren't on the car long enough for me to sort of try and fix that. So what I was thinking after putting these on, so basically what you guys would have seen mostly on the channel is the last set of taillights that Letisha had for the last few years. They were basically these, but like they were basically exactly these without the LEDs. They were smoked with the clear corner indicator section, and they were red in here. So these basically are pretty much what she had, but with the red LEDs. So I feel like these are the perfect taillights for the car. It really flows well. They look so cool at night and from the back, like even during the day when you see those LEDs on. So yeah, I'm stoked with this. That is going to be it for this video, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know I've been sort of slacking on the uploads lately. Got a few things going on. Didn't want to just make sort of crappy videos, so it's probably going to go back to just uploading whenever there's something happening. So car meets or any mod installs and stuff, which is slowing down, so maybe less videos, but I do have like a couple hundred videos for you guys to look back on. So any you haven't watched, feel free to go watch them if you've been missing some content. But yeah, with all that said, that's going to be it. Make sure you go follow Letisha on Instagram. I'll put her Instagram handle up on the screen. But yeah, until next time, I'll catch you guys later.